glorious morning. Makes me sick.
Welcome, fourth episode of the Editorial podcast with Mesa Public Schools. I am Justin Ashley, Director of IEP Compliance. We made it. Fall break. You guys did it. You rocked it. Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. I hope you're taking time to yourself. I hope you're with friends and family. I hope you're traveling. I hope you're doing it all this week because you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it. With all of the communication that has been going back and forth between the feds to the state to now district, communication, I think, was key, and we did it. So I'm very proud of Mesa Public Schools for getting it together.
Phone is ringing. Oh my God.
Getting it right. And I hope everybody is ready for October 12th. I don't usually get too political, and I try not to, but I do want to just say RBG, what a true loss to our judicial system. I'd say she is or was one of the most influential women in our lifetime, fighting for women inequality. Rest in power. Also, I'm not sure if anyone watched it. I'm sure a lot of us did, but the debate, period. The debate. What in the world were my eyes and my ears subjected to? What a nightmare. What a disaster. It was like fighting children. It was like children arguing. Perhaps special education, perhaps.
You're an idiot.
I know you are, but what am I?
I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? Infinity.
We should develop a behavior intervention plan for both. What are your thoughts on that? I think we should do it. I think it's needed. Just those two in power fighting like children was. I have no words. I have no words. The only thing that I do want to say, though, is Joe Exotic would have been the best moderator for that debate. Like, I think it would have been amazing. Like, get your popcorn. Could you imagine? He'd be like going back between Biden and Trump and be like, Carol Baskin did it. You know, like, I just think that would have been the icing on the cake. It would have been amazing. But on that note, after watching, some highlights and a little bit of the debate, I had one thought. So hear me out. Hear me out. I think I would be a better presidential candidate. And here's my platform. First order of business, fund education and give teachers higher salaries. There's my vote. You better all vote. I just got you a raise. You're welcome. Second order, abolish student loans. Why do we have student loans? I'm mostly just talking about myself because I have a lot. But no, student loans. We should all be furthering ourselves in education, so why not just abolish them all and start over? Or just get rid of them completely? That's my second platform. Third platform, to make Lucy, my dog, vice president. I think that people would rather watch her than watch me. She's super cute, and she's fun, she's playful. You'll love her. Fourth order, if you have a pet, any pet, you can claim them on your taxes. You're welcome. There's more funds for you. You're welcome. And then my fifth order of business, of course, world peace. Now let's get into it. Welcome to our podcast. Our what? Our podcast. The Mesa Public Schools Special Education Editorial Podcast. This will be like reading a newspaper, but you're not reading a newspaper because you're just listening. Listening to me drop some jokes and drop some knowledge. This will be entertainment for your ears. Now, how was that for an intro? Nailed it. And welcome back. That was fun, right? Justin Ashley for President 2024. Here we are. We're going. We're going to get some signatures. Totally kidding. I don't think I qualify. Well, actually, you know what? I probably do qualify. I just don't want that job. It'd be too much. I'd be stressed and my hair it would be all white, actually. I have some whites on the side. I have some of my colleagues here that always make fun of it. I have some white in my beard too. So I'd say it's probably because of this job, but never, maybe not. Maybe just getting old. 35's coming up. Now let's get into it. The top 5 at 5 with yours truly. The first question, number 5. Well, the 5th question. You know how we go in reverse order. 5th question. Transition assessments. How often should we be giving transition assessments? Here it is, guys. You ready? Every year. Now, it doesn't have to be a formal transition assessment. It can be an informal transition assessment. But we should be reviewing those every single year. Kids' plans change. They have different interests. It goes from one to the other. So, yes, we should be discussing that at every IEP meeting. Talking about what they want to do post-secondary. Done. Question 4. Where can I find specific resources for Synergy SE for teachers and staff to utilize? Guys, come on, we've said this. Where can you find those resources? Go to our special education website. Log in, because remember we have that SPED login now, because we just have the community page, which you go and you review, and then when you hit the SPED login, it'll bring you back to all of those resources. Just look for Synergy SE, it's there. In addition to that, we have that beautiful Canvas course that I put together. There's tutorials in there, guys. There's tutorials step by step on every possible situation, plus videos. Why wouldn't you watch those videos? I mean, they're a little long, but I mean, if you watch them, you wouldn't have so many questions. Just saying. Although I do like your questions and I do like conversing with you guys, so I do appreciate that. Question 3. Where can I find test information to add to a student's IEP? 1, we should be looking at grade reporting. You should be looking at different grades that your students have. ELA, science, social studies, math, extracurriculars. Those are all grades, right? But there's also another component in the IEP where it specifically talks about state assessments. That information can be found on the ED dashboard now. Who knew it? Which is a great resource. Please use it. When you log in, it's going to have your student or your caseload on there, so you should be able to look up all your students' testing that they have taken, right? So use that. It's a great resource, and that's information that you can put into the IEP. I will go a step further. When you're in that IEP in the PLAF section and you're talking about the standardized testing, on the right-hand side, it has check marks on it where it says print test for every test that should be listed. If it's not applicable and you do not have a test score, guys, just uncheck that box, because once you do a print preview or print that IEP out, it just comes up with blank information and it's not really necessary. So just cut it out. Just uncheck that box. It's really super simple. Just boop with your little mouse. Question 2. When should we be scheduling IEP meetings on the date that the IEP expires? I feel like I should just shake my head. We've been over this, and I know it can be a little difficult sometimes with parent schedule and getting the whole team together, but we should not be scheduling an IEP on the date that it expires, hands down. You should be scheduling it at least 2 weeks prior to the due date, just in case something happens. There could be a sickness and a team member can't make it. Perhaps something happened in the parent's household and they can't make it. We have to be diligent with our dates. We have to be sure that we're getting it in on time. So no, you should not be scheduling your IEP meeting on the day that the IEP is due. It might be tough. There is a resource that is on our website, this Special Education Department website. If you go to forums, there's a date calculator tool there. I would utilize that. I would put your entire caseload in that and then put in all the due dates, and then the form automatically just adjusts to when you should be hosting your IEP meetings, when information should be sent home. Please utilize something like that. If you don't have something in place, it just makes everything easier, and we want it to be easy. It shouldn't be that hard, right? I mean, scheduling meetings shouldn't be that hard. Just make sure that you're doing it at least 2 weeks before, because remember, you're sending home the IEP draft 10 days before the meeting. I think we got it. I'm trying also not to shake the desk, so I'm being very careful because T said I was all over the place, and she hated it because she had to edit it a little bit. In addition, I don't know if anyone caught the video that my voice was off. I said a lot in the last video, and it drove T nuts. She hates that because rhymes with dumb, and she makes me super smart. So she edited some of the ums out. But also, it's pretty funny because if you've ever watched Kung Fu Fist or something like that, I forgot the movie, but all of the words are off. So we thought that was a little funny as well. So I hope you guys laughed a little at that. See? Rhymes with dumb. That's a Parks and Rec joke. And our last question, guys, our last questions, which is an easy question. And maybe it's just because of all the communication that we put out with the newsletters and the news feeds and then district communication and then your special area director and then Lindsay Massey with the curriculum stuff. I get it. Sometimes we forget. So I'm here to remind you how to do an IEP amendment. IEP amendments are super easy. So once you're in your teacher portfolio, you're going to go ahead and you're going to click on that student that you need to amend. Okay, you're going to click on the name or the picture. That'll bring you to the student SE screen. Then you're going to go to draft process docs. You're going to click on the IEP and it's going to open. You're going to be like, what? It's blank. I have to put all that information in? No, you don't. All you have to do is look at the top of that screen and it says, make amendment. And what you'll do is you'll click make amendment and then just give it about a minute and all of that information should roll over and you'll be able to do your amendment. It's all there. The only caveat is, and I've said this a couple times, the PLAF may not generate over. So you may have to copy and paste the PLAF back in, and I'll tell you why. When we did the platform update, the PLAF's different, right? We were going from two different boxes, strengths, needs. Now it's a grid box with your strengths and your needs. So the platform's a little bit different. So it's, of course, not going to generate over. So we may have to just copy that over. I put a great little tutorial in our Canvas course on how to do IEP amendments. Please review it. It has pretty good information in there. It tells you step-by-step how to do it. But we also did do a sample IEP that we used as a resource and threw it into the Canvas course if you don't have time to go through that tutorial, because I believe some of the tutorials are at least 60 to 80 pages long, and I know you're probably like, I have no time to read that. That's just absurd. So we did a 6-page IEP, and it just goes over the specific information that should go into each section. Okay, guys, that was it. That was the questions. Now, the winner of the last question that I posed, which was, can a DCS agent or employee be considered as a parent for IEP MET documentation? The answer is no. There are little caveats here and there when it comes to students that are on tribal lands. That's like a different process. Didn't take that in consideration. I did get some feedback on that. I should have been a little bit more clear, so I do apologize. But generally, no, a DCS agent or employee cannot act as a parent in an IEP meeting or MET meeting. However, they can be that middleman or the conduit between the school district and the parent, depending on if rights are still there or if they were severed. If they were severed, we're probably going to go either the foster care route, group home route, or possibly the surrogate parent route. And the winner is, and I'm shocked, so I think we're reaching a lot of different platforms here, which I'm super excited about, was a student.
Say what?
A student at Carson Jr. Don't really know how much information I can give, but her name is Bianca and she won. So kudos to you, Bianca. 7th grader, getting those answers right. Super proud. Expect a gift when you get back from fall break. I will follow up with your school principal to make sure that you get your little gift. Amazing work, Bianca. I honestly can't believe it. I mean, you've been answering some of the questions here and there throughout the podcast, and it's a true delight that you are listening to this. So happy. So yeah, speaking of platforms, We're on 7 now. We're on Breaker. We're on Anchor. We're on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're on Spotify. There's other ones too that I can't remember. It's just super exciting. It's super exciting that we're getting the word out on Mesa Public Schools, especially when it comes to special education, because we're not talked about enough. So I'm hoping we're bringing this to light. If you're on any of those platforms, please, please, please rate, subscribe, listen. If it's negative, keep it to yourself. Nobody has time for that. Just kidding. If it's constructive, as always, please email. Super delighted to go through that with you. Okay, so now the next question for the next podcast would be, how do I create progress reports for transfer in students with a transfer IEP? Dun, dun, dun. That's the question. The fourth person to put that in my inbox will receive that prize. Got it? So the question again, for transfer in students, how do I create a progress report to go with that transfer IEP? There's your question, guys. I hope we're surviving. I hope we're thriving. I hope that you're ready for October 12th when everybody comes back, and I know you will be because you're Mesa Public Schools teachers. Why wouldn't you be? You guys are amazing. Stay tuned. The next Editorial podcast will have a Halloween theme because it's Halloween at the end of the month. So there will be some fun items in that podcast. As always, Justin Ashley here. Stay cool, all you cool cats and kittens. That's a Carol Baskin reference. Out!